The following is a presentation of the Eagles Sports Network.
This is the Eagles Sports Network. I'm the voice of the Eagles, Adam Cavalier, alongside Carson-Newman head men's basketball coach Chuck Benson. Chuck, official start of the regular season for your Eagles. Friday, you head off to Anderson for a conference challenge. Start things out with the Lander Bearcats before following up with the Southern Wesleyan Warriors on Saturday. You've had a tough preseason, faced Tennessee in an exhibition as well as two pretty high-quality Division II opponents. How well do you feel you're prepared for the start of this season?
Well, when you look at the last 9 or 10 weeks, I couldn't be more pleased with the experiences we've provided our team. But from our preseason work with Coach Thomas Collins, our strength coach, to once the official practice started, the way our kids have come about and gone about their business, and then having what I think has been definitely the hardest, most aggressive exhibition and scrimmage schedule we could put together. So when I look at all that together, I think that we could not have done more to prepare ourselves to open up regular season play this coming weekend.
Lander, a team that loses J.R. Washington from last season's unit, their leading scorer at 18 points per game, but Rahu Purdy returns. A lot of other crucial pieces return. I know there's not a ton of film on this edition of Lander, and for that matter, Southern Wesleyan as well, but what do you expect out of those two clubs for this weekend?
Well, of course, this is the third year of this challenge. They beat us here in Holt the first year of the challenge. They ended up, I think, we're an NCAA tournament team that year. We beat them at Lander last year, opening weekend. So, you go into this year, both teams have a pretty good awareness of one another and sort of styles. The coaches haven't changed. Some personnel has changed, but there's no doubt that they will be on a neutral court in their state. It's going to be a challenge. You mentioned Purdy. I think he had 19 on us the first half last year, something crazy. So they've got talent. They've got scoring punch. I think they've proven what I've been able to gather. They've had their own aggressive scrimmage schedule the last couple of weeks and have shown very well. So we know we'll have our hands full between their scheme, their personnel, and their experience.
And you turn your attention to Saturday. I know you're not looking too far forward to Southern Wesleyan, but a team that only had 3 wins a year ago, but returns quite a few people and still showed some grit last season.
Yeah, it's a team that we've played them the last couple of years in this challenge and have fared well. But that first year we played them here in Holt, well, they gave us all we wanted, you know. And in this sport, man, you have a team. Any team shows up on any given night and makes shots, and if the opponent is not struggling to make shots, anybody can beat anybody. So our focus is on Lander, but we know that within 24 hours of that match, we've got Southern Wesleyan and again neutral site, but we'll have to bring our best to come out of this thing with the results that we want.
Probably something we're going to end up sick of talking about by the end of the year. At least that's the hope. Charles Clark and his ascension of the record books comes into this season with 1,687 career points. 13 points, that's well below his career average, but if he hits that, he'll just be the 7th guy in South Atlantic Conference history to crest the 1,700-point threshold. How's he treated this preseason at the start of his senior year that kind of lets you know that he's going to be, I guess, the next evolution of Charles Clark?
It's been interesting because he was here throughout the spring, summer, and has come into this year excited, obviously, but I think that he is figuring out that he is the sole focal point right now of opponents. So the scrimmages, again, we went strong with our scrimmages, and we learned a lot. He learned a lot. He got better from the first, the second, to the third, and sort of, I think, found his niche maybe in that third. The biggest thing with Charles this year is really to realize that we've got multiple threats, and if he draws the attention going into games like we know he's going to, if he can find ways to share that ball like he did late last season, I think that we will be really, offensively speaking, tough to defend. because we can have multiple shot makers. And then, of course, defensively, he understands our defensive package inside and out. And if I were an opponent, I would be trying to go at him and try to get him to the bench with fouls. And he knows he's made adjustments, knows how to play to keep those fouls low and to keep himself out of bind. So I do fully expect this to be an outstanding year for Charles individually, but for our team collectively.
Chuck, pleasure as always. Good luck this weekend against the Bearcats and the Warriors.
Thanks, Adam.
It's Carson-Newman head men's basketball coach Chuck Benson. I'm the voice of the Eagles, Adam Cavalier, and this is the Eagle Sports Network.